Rudy Giuliani is doubling down on his criticism of President Obama. This racist punk is asserting that the President of the United States does not love his country. To say that of any President of the United States is obscene. But for a racist punk like Rudy Giuliani to say that about, a thoughtful, intelligent man of color like Barack Obama is despicable. I mean, there's just no other word for it. It's despicable. So, anyhow, the ongoing conference on violent extremism is ongoing, and the president is continuing to say, no matter how much Fox News wants me to give ISIS what they want, no matter how much Bill O'Reilly wants me to give the terrorists what they want, no matter how much Sean Hannity wants the United States to give the terrorists what they want, no matter how much right-wing hate radio and all the right-wing websites and the blogosphere and everything else want this administration and this president to give ISIS and Boko Haram and Al-Qaeda what they want, we're not going to do it. We are not going to do it. We are not going to call these murderers. We're not going to call these thugs. We're not going to call these extremists. We're not going to call them Muslims, because they are not. Real Muslims don't engage in terror, just like real Christians don't engage in terror, just like real Hindus and real Buddhists don't engage in terror. People who engage in terror and use the name of of any religion, their religion or any other religion, to justify that terror are simply running a scam. It's a con. And it's a con that Bill O'Reilly very much wants us to buy into. It's a con that Rudy Giuliani, that racist punk, really wants us to buy into. It is just a con. The president said yesterday, when people are oppressed and human rights are denied, particularly among sectarian lines or ethnic lines, when dissent is silenced, it feeds violent extremism. And so we must recognize that lasting stability and real security require democracy. He said, as we speak, ISIL is terrorizing the people of Syria and Iraq and engaging in unspeakable cruelty, the wanton murder of children, the enslavement and rape of women, threatening religious minorities with genocide, beheading hostages. He said, we and other nations must address the painful truth of how Muslims are all often stigmatized by the West. He said a lot of the bad, like terrorists who claim to speak for Islam, that's absorbed by the general population. Not enough of the good. The more than 1 billion around the world who do not represent, or who do represent Islam, and are doctors and lawyers and teachers and neighbors and friends. So, meanwhile, those who do want, for example, John McCain. John McCain wants us to give ISIS exactly what they want. He wants the President of the United States to say, yeah, those guys represent Islam. That's what Islam is all about. Scaring the hell out of people, killing people, cutting their heads off, raping women, murdering men, burning people on fire. That's Islam. That's what John McCain wants the president to say. And here's what's so astonishing. The depths of depravity of the Republicans like John McCain. How far down they are willing to go to simply trash this president. The president said, the notion that the West is at war with Islam is an ugly lie. And all of us, regardless of faith, have a responsibility to reject it. That's what the president said yesterday. That we are engaged in a war with Islam. 1.7 billion people around the world. That we are engaged in a war with Islam. The president said that is a lie, an ugly lie. So John McCain then comes back and says, and I quote, this was in a tweet, he said, the notion that radical Islam isn't at war with the rest is an ugly lie. In other words, he reversed what the president said. And he said that these terrorists represent a strain of Islam, radical Islam, but still Islam. It's amazing. John Kerry called it silly. He says, there's been a silly debate in the media in the last days about what you have to do. You have to do everything. You have to take people off the battlefield who were there today, but you're kind of stupid if all you do is that and you don't pretend more people are going to go to the battlefield. Well, Secretary of State Kerry, respectfully, John McCain is kind of stupid. I mean, he always has been. He's just a hustler. The guy's a hustler. But Peter King, the whack job from New York, I'm running out of adjectives for the Republican Party. It's really kind of distressing. He said we have to stop them and kill them first, and then we can worry about social reasons. But if we're going to stop ISIS by somehow finding what's bothering them, bothering them psychologically, well, actually, it makes a certain amount of sense to figure out why people are engaging in the behavior that they're, why they're doing what they're doing, because then you can help stop it. When somebody's country is invaded, when hundreds of thousands of their fellow citizens and relatives are murdered, when millions of them are displaced, when they lose access to electricity and water and the basic stuff, when their children are dying of entirely preventable diseases, when their medical system has collapsed around them, their educational system's fallen apart, their country is they got the worst birth defect rate in the world because their country is soaked in depleted uranium. When that happens to a country, and you've got, 50, 60, 70% of the young men unemployed, expect problems, you idiot. Come on, John McCain. Come on, Peter King. What? You guys... Oh, man.